Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. It is our 7th day of remote learning, and here is what you're going to be working on today. So here is the list of assignments. You're going to be finishing up your morning message, and again, ignore where it says spelling words because we don't have those. Then we have Reader's Workshop. You're going to continue with your independent reading challenge. Then we have some Writer's Workshop, guided reading with center activities, continuing our work on our social studies project, as well as pages 13 and 15 in your MAPS review packet. So if you didn't finish this letter yet, please do so now. I read this passage in one of the other videos, so I won't read it again. If you need to hear me read it again, you can go click on one of those older videos. I'd also like you to make sure that you have your adjectives for the elephant all finished up. And finally, I read this passage before in another video, so if you want to hear me read it again, you can go ahead and click on that older video, but make sure that this work is done today as well. So for Reader's Workshop today, you're going to be listening to A House for a Hermit Crab by Eric Carle. So last week we did some Leo Leone. This week we're listening to Eric Carle books. As you're listening to the story, I want you to think about how the characters in this book are similar or different from the characters in Fish is Fish. How is the setting similar? How is that different? Where does the story take place? Remember, is what setting means. And did you notice words or phrases that repeated in this book? And if so, what were they? Why also did the hermit crab move again at the end of the story? So lots of questions for you for this book. You don't have to answer these using pencil and paper. This is something that you can talk about with your grown-ups or your siblings, or just something to keep your mind active as you listen to the story. If you want an extra challenge, open up your guided reading notebook and draw a Venn diagram for me and use the Venn diagram to compare and contrast A House for a Hermit Crab and Fish is Fish. What is the same? What is different about the characters, about the setting, about the patterns, that sort of thing. So again, not required, but if you want that extra challenge, go ahead and do that. For Writer's Workshop today, we are going to continue our brainstorming for our book series. Now, I know so many of you are eager to get that book series underway. But I want you to remember that every good writer really takes time to plan out their books, especially if they're writing series, to make sure that everything is just right. So what you did yesterday was you brainstormed your characters, their names, and maybe what they look like or what they wear or their personalities. Today, you're going to focus on coming up with a series title, as well as a title for one of your books. So we have here a picture of the Magic Treehouse and the first book from that series. And you'll notice that Magic Treehouse is the series title. It is the title, part of the title for every single book in the series. And other series titles would be Dogman, right? Dogman is the title of the series, but there are lots of different book titles within that series title. American Girls is a series title. The Adventures of Kirsten would be the book title, right? So we need to come up with a series title. We have to have one good short title that describes the whole series, that is for the whole series. Then we can start thinking about our individual books within the series and their individual titles. As, for example, the first book of Magic Treehouse is called Dinosaurs Before Dark. So Magic Treehouse is the series title. Dinosaurs Before Dark is the book title. Today, we're going to be using a sort of homemade graphic organizer to lay down our thoughts for our own series, and we're going to draw our characters again and give our series a name, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I want you to grab a piece of paper from your house, any paper. I found some yellow construction paper, and that's what I decided to use. Then I folded that paper in half horizontally and then again vertically. After that, I opened it back up, and what I was left with was this good crease down both middle parts of the paper. I then traced those creases with my pencil so that I have 4 parts to my paper. In one part, I want you to draw a picture and name your characters. So my characters, remember I talked about how I wanted to write a series about the adventures my brother and I went on. And so my characters are Sarah and Sean, and I drew pictures of them here. Then in the next square, I want you to give your series a title. So the name of my series is The Adventures of Sarah and Sean. So that's going to be the series title, part of every book, but each book is going to have its own adventure, and I'm going to give each one of those adventures their own name. So that's how I'm brainstorming how I'm going to do my series. So I want you to do this today. Grab a piece of paper, fold it in half, then fold it in half again so that you have these 4 equal quadrants of your paper. Then characters on one, series title on the next. Then I want you to save this paper because next week, when we really get started on really thinking about the books in our series, we're going to use these other squares and fill them in with some different information and different thoughts about our series. So try to make sure you get this done today. For guided reading, keep on keeping on with your books. If you are not reading chapter books, this would be a good day to pick up a new book and read half of it. If you're reading a chapter book, then just go ahead and read the next chapter. Then go to your guided reading menu and choose a writing prompt to answer for what you read today. Remember, if you ever start a new book, you get to pick from anything on the writing menu, but it's always fun to do something new. So try to pick something different if you can. Then you have your 5 centers that you can pick from. So if you've already done one of them, pick something different. You can do your word sort. You can practice your sight words. You can listen to a story on storyonline.net. You can sort the words on this list by long A and long E sounds, or you can pick up a favorite book and go hunting for the blends. Now, some friends have been sending me pictures of their makerspace centers. And remember, makerspace is not required. It's an option if you want to use this as one of your centers. And you can see Nico made the sun catcher. Great job, Nico. And Miller Ann made a birdhouse out of some stuff that she found in her house. Good job, Miller Ann. And Carter brainstormed his own version of a bird feeder, and he used a recycled toilet paper roll, and then he stuck a popsicle stick through it so that the little birds can sit on the popsicle stick and eat the bird seed off of it, and then he used a pipe cleaner to hang it up. I thought that was a really creative idea, using what he already had in his home as his own home makerspace. Good job, Carter. Now for social studies, remember that for the next couple weeks, all you really have to focus on is your project. This is something that really won't be due until we all get back together again for school. And now that we know that that's going to be not until hopefully May, you have lots and lots of time to work on that. You can make your poster person. You can make your diorama, or you can make a pop bottle person. And again, just a reminder, no one should be running out to the store to get materials. This is an opportunity to be a problem solver and to be creative. Use what you have in your house. If you see your grown-ups cleaning up the dishes and they're about to put some things in the recycle bin and it looks like it's something that you could use for your project, say, wait, Mom and Dad, I want to use that for my project. And use it. Be creative. It's like a makerspace. You have to really problem solve and you have to figure out how to use something in a new way. And that's kind of part of the fun and part of the challenge of these projects. So don't go crazy. Don't go to the store. Use what you have at home. If you don't have a poster, cut out the bottom of a big box and use that. Or use a cereal box. Whatever works for you. Just be creative. Be a problem solver. All right, and that's all for me today. Stay healthy, stay helpful, stay calm, and have a wonderful weekend. I miss you all very much.